Good evening, and welcome. After a long hiatus and vacation, I'm back. Welcome to Williams World. I'm your host, Will I Am. And my sidekick, Chuck, he's off tonight. He might stop in, we're not sure, but he's taking care of some business, so I'm flying solo. Nothing new. And tonight's guest, this is a special young lady here. She does a lot, and we're going to cover a lot in a little bit of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to the lovely Michelle Jackson.
Hi,
Michelle,
everybody.
how are you? How's life?
No, everything's well.
Excellent, excellent. Um, you do a lot, so what we're going to do, I'd like to start with, could you tell the people a little bit about yourself? Who
Sure.
is Michelle Jackson?
So, hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Jackson. I am a native of Chester, PA. Um, Graduate of the best class ever, class of '88, the great '88. And I've worked locally or in the tri-state area for many years. I went to school through high school in Chester, went to college at Villanova, and then when I got out, I stayed in the area and started working as a social worker with a private agency. Office was actually right in Chester, so that was really good. Got a chance to, kind of stay close to home, and worked all throughout Philadelphia, all out throughout the Delaware County, and ended up doing that, and then got into the fashion business and did that for a while, across the country. And in 2010, I got the opportunity to move to DC, and I lived there for uh, 10 to 12 years. And I came back during the pandemic to be closer to my mom, and then got an opportunity to stay home. So I relocated from DC. I left my job there in June. I started here in July. So I'm here permanently now, or at least for this phase of life. So for the next few years at least. And just here, I have the pleasure of working as a project manager for Making a Change Group, which is a nonprofit here in the city. And we have several programs that work with young people and after school programs and families and just the community at large. We have a violence prevention program. We have a community outreach program. So I have the opportunity to work with those guys there and just be in my city and just hang out and reconnect with friends that I haven't seen in a while, and just really try to be a positive influence in a town that I love. So that's what I'm doing here.
Awesome, awesome. Before I get any deeper into it, what made you move to DC in the first place?
Oh, I'm sure like many people, I've always traveled outside of where I live. I've, traveled quite a bit for work, and um, my family lives all over the country, so I've visited them often. And sometimes you just want to get out and do something different. And I felt like this part of the world that I had done as much as I needed to do at that point. I wanted to live somewhere different, do something where different, meet new people. Um, and so I moved, and that's why I went. And I had family there, and had always, spent time with them. And I just felt like DC was a good transition for me because it's not as large as the Philadelphia area, but still an international city, which is something I was used to. I had lived in New York for a little while, so I was really used to like a larger city. And DC was international enough and busy enough to be able to pique my interest, and gave me something new to learn and a new environment, which I think was really good for me, especially coming back and working in the work that I do. Before I moved, I worked as a high school recruiter for a local university, and I got a chance to go into a bunch of different school districts all over um, the Delaware County and the Philadelphia area. So with that, I did the same work in DC. So I worked with several colleges and universities there. Got a chance to go and learn more about how other communities, educate their population, and that was really good, especially with the work I do now.
That's awesome, awesome. Let's fast forward to You are a consultant, senior consultant at Mary Kay Cosmetics.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
I've had my business for 20 years. I had my 20-year anniversary this April. So I've had my business for 20 years. So I've always, worked that business consistently throughout that entire time. So regardless of whatever other business I've had or other job I've had, I've always worked as a consultant.
Oh, awesome. Always at the top. That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I believe everybody needs to have multiple streams of income. I mean, we talk about it a lot, and it's, we, especially now during this pandemic, just understanding and seeing how things can happen where people aren't able to go to work is just really comforting and reassuring for me. And it helps me maintain my lifestyle, helps me, take care of myself and my family. So yeah, I think everybody needs to have another way to earn income, because you never know what's going to happen, you know well, in addition to that, it helps you want to have additional streams of income because you want to be able to support your lifestyle and take care of your family, right? But my business allows me to do a couple of things that I would not have had the opportunity to do. One of the largest fears for people is public speaking. That's not a thing for me because that's what I do with my job. That's what I do with my work. It gives me an opportunity to serve people. People like the products that I sell them. So, so being able to provide that for them, it makes them happy. So it makes me happy when I can make them happy. Everybody wins. It's like owning a Starbucks, and people like coffee. You have a product that somebody likes, and I can stand behind it, and I love it, and they love it, and it just makes life nice. It also gives me an opportunity to travel. I travel a lot, and it gives me a place to win. So, I get to win. I get to win there. People are excited about me being there. I'm excited about being there. It's just good. So yeah. And it's a reputable company. It's a product that people need and they use it. People are excited when they see me. They're excited when they call me. Yeah, it's a great company, and I feel like it's been a blessing for me.
Absolutely. And you've been a blessing for the people that you've been dealing with. You do a lot. Um, well, let's see. Where would we start? Mary Kay. The Mary Kay company does something else we wanted to get into about the cancer patients.
Yeah. So every so often, I guess every couple years, I do a promotion with it started with just my customers. Our company, Mary Kay, has a charitable foundation that supports cancer research that affects women. So we're a huge supporter of that. We've spent, millions of dollars and put it towards researchers that specifically work on cancers and finding cures to cancers that affect women. So, our foundation does two things. We focus on that, and we also focus on the fight against domestic violence. And both of those topics, hit home with me and my family, both personally and with, family, extended family, friends, people in my community. I believe that every person that I know has been affected by one of two of those issues. So where Mary Kay empowers me to support people that I know is one, I can donate my money, of course. I can always donate money, and that's helpful, and I can definitely do that, and I do that. But the company also invites consultants to be ambassadors for the foundation, and what that requires, or what they ask, is that you do something in your community that they can get behind. That focuses on one of those two issues. And I've chosen over the last I've done it a couple years. I didn't do it during the pandemic, but I didn't do it publicly during the pandemic. But prior to that and now, I do a cancer care set promo where I invite friends, family, my customers to adopt a patient that is currently getting cancer treatment. And once they do that, and then I set a goal for myself, and this year it's 150 patients. And I just ask people to sponsor them. And what I do is they purchase a gift set, and it's always some type of product that will help them. So I know your followers have, and you have a personal mission with cancer awareness, but when you're going through cancer treatment, the medication tends to dry your skin and make your skin very, very sensitive. I sell skincare and cosmetics. So I have tons of products that make your skin nice and moist. So hand creams, body creams, extra emollient night creams, which are a really heavy moisturizer that people can use on their skin, or they can use it all over their body. So unscented fragrances for your body, creams, hand creams, those type of products I've always packaged, and we then deliver to these patients, or we deliver to the hospital, and then they disseminate the products, the gift packages, to the patients as they come in for treatment. So this year's promo is a little of a twist on that. It's an unscented hand cream, which is really good, and then a spray sanitizer that the company developed for healthcare workers at the very beginning of the pandemic and still provides to different healthcare systems. But I have those, and they have ingredients that help to negate some of the extreme dryness that sanitizer uses on the skin, and then a hand cream. So I'm packaging those, and I'm just looking for folks to sponsor a patient, or 2 or 3 or 10. It doesn't matter to me, as many as you want. And I think that's how you saw me, because I put the promo on Facebook. Yep.
Absolutely. I before I forget, I put a reminder in both. The young lady running the program tonight, Kendra Moore, she does a lot of oils and body creams and stuff. Great
That's
stuff.
awesome.
That's awesome. I'd like for you two to collaborate in some way.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could make, because she makes some real, oh man, real good stuff.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Another thing, it's great that you're doing that, because it's not just the physical, it's the mental, that somebody cares. Because I had to go through that.
Yeah.
The mental part is the part a lot of people don't get.
Yeah.
And, it takes a toll, and the fact that, like in my situation, had you arrived, did you heard about it, that would have been another beacon of light. I had a heck of a support team, and a lot of people take that part for granted, that mental part. That's a lot. I mean, it could be the smallest thing, but like you said, the fact that, somebody cares, it'll help you, because if you're stressing while you're going through that, you're going to make yourself worse.
Yeah. And I don't know if you always think about our skin until it's a problem. So, I've come to understand how the radiation and the chemo affects the skin, and the other medications too. It's not just chemo and radiation. There's other medications that patients have to take that just deplete the body. And so I've had uncles, my stepmom, my aunties, and just to have their skin become less resilient, which causes bruising and soreness and like little mini tears in the skin. It just becomes uncomfortable. So if I can provide that, it just seems pretty elementary to me. It's not, I'm not going outside of my wheelhouse to do it. These are products that I have a whole store of. It's just like somebody walking into a CVS. I feel like when you think about a nonprofit or organization and you're trying to feed families, then you're going to go to a Wawa or a supermarket or anything like that. To me, that one little thing, if it can make someone feel better, then it's going to work for everybody. Just works. It's nothing for me to get things together and just package them up and get them over. So it's that one thing. It does make a difference, I believe. I don't always get a chance to see the patients because, of course, one, their privacy has to be protected. So the organizers or the administrators at the cancer treatment center actually manage that piece of it. But yeah, I mean, it does make a difference when somebody's thinking about you, for sure.
Izzy meditates. Just timed in. She said hello
Hey,
to the
Izzy.
family. Kendra Moore says hello,
Kendra.
everyone. Billy Bird, William Bird. Good evening.
Hey, Mr. Bird.
Izzy says, "What do you love the most about being a business owner?"
Oh man, it's the freedom. It really is. It's the freedom. Um, when you think about having your own business, especially a business like Mary Kay, like we're over 60 years old this year. So when you are working with an organization that has a good reputation, they got a great product, it's a ready-made business. I don't have to do a whole lot of build up. When I first started my business, I was had just started as a massage therapist at the same time. So I was launching both businesses. I had already been working as my massage business for a while, and this was just supposed to be like a little extra deal with it. I had to build everything with the massage business from the ground and from scratch. With Mary Kay, it was a lot easier because it was already pretty pre-made. They do all my marketing, they do all my packaging. I don't have to formulate anything for products or anything. They tell me what to say, they tell me all about it. And then, so what that does when you find a business like that, and anyone, all of them, I'm sure, but I have a lot of independence. I have a lot of freedom. I was able to run my business in Pennsylvania and then move to DC without missing a beat. I'm able to serve customers all over the country. So I like the freedom. I like the flexibility. I like the ability to earn income for myself and my family. And I like the power that the business gives me. So it's easy. It makes it easier for me to give to people because I have things. I have items already. So it just makes my giving easier because I already have a platform and a product and all that other stuff. So it makes it, it becomes an extension of your life.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Kendra. That is awesome that Mary Kay supports the community like that. I read a book once about Mary Kay, a great inspiring read for every entrepreneur.
Absolutely. Mary Kay was named one of the 50 most inspiring people when she was alive. She was one of the very first women in her generation to start their own business and actually employ other women. Mary Kay is internationally one of the largest employers of female millionaires in the world. So it's awesome. You don't hear about the company a lot unless you're in the industry, but some things that make me really proud is, one, we give millions of dollars in cancer research every year. The company sponsors grants that any nonprofits out there, if you serve women or families that are affected by domestic violence, they have a grant, a $20,000 grant that they give out per state. Multiple, like, they just give out grants. They're $20,000 increments, but they give it out every year. And so, just being all over the country and everybody can apply. You can apply multiple years in a row. It's just amazing. And I've seen them actually grant that money to organizations in our community. So close, our neighbors. So it's just, it's not just them talking about it. I see what these communities are able, these organizations are able to do with this money. So, and they're concerned about the environment. They sponsor an international, it's a national text help program for young girls. They're the national sponsor for it. So, being able to, be connected with an organization that, one, like you said, Kendra, cares about the environment is super important. And then they are built on entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. So, and one of the first companies to ever do it. So it's awesome. It's awesome.
Wow. Billy Bird says, congratulations.
Thank you.
Trina Gordy says, great info. Yes, indeed it is, Trina. Tyrone Ricks, the tent of life is tuned in, my man Tyrone. Win-win, Billy Bird, commenting on when you said everyone wins. That's beautiful.
Everyone wins, yeah.
Everyone wins. So Tyrone Ricks says, good evening, special
Hey, Tyrone.
guest. And he's saying hello to me as well. And hey, Miss Ricky, Miss Ricketta Robinson says, good evening. Izzy Meditate. Does Mary Kay have men's products?
We do. So many men are surprised, but a lot of people think Mary Kay is a color cosmetic company, but the company is actually built on skincare. But we have a full men's skincare line. It's actually really, really good. But yeah, absolutely do. Thanks, Tyrone.
Jules, you are. I want to go back on something we talked about. That doesn't, like you said, it doesn't get to the forefront as much, and it's involved with the domestic violence. You and I had a conversation the other day, and you took me back to a time. A lot of people don't realize that it go both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
In our era growing up, I know girls that punched on guys.
Absolutely.
I was wondering at some point in time, could we do some type of collaboration in conjunction with what you're doing to, strengthen numbers? Because here at Feel Good Talk, if it's something positive, we always want to join in. We try our best to do that. I'd love to be a part of that program too, because it never ends well. Either way, it never ends well.
No, it doesn't. I think that there are several organizations that do that create resources for families that are experiencing domestic violence. I think there are some that do a lot better than me. What I would like to do though is to just maybe help some of the local nonprofits that are doing the work to get to the money. I see this money going out of our organization every single year, and I encourage my customers and people I know that have nonprofits to apply. And I would definitely like to figure out a way to maybe help people through that process. Maybe the application process is really difficult. Maybe they don't know what to do. Maybe they don't believe what I'm saying. But if there's an organization right here that's asking you for an application, they're going to give you $20,000 for you to build your program, especially if you already got something going on, then I'm definitely interested in. I've been thinking, how could that work, or how could I maybe bring it to the forefront a little bit more so people know what's out there, because it's real money and we may as well get it so we can take care of our families. For sure. What are you thinking? What do you want to do? You're muted.
It's so much on my mind.
Yeah, so much to do. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, but our charitable foundation, as a ambassador, the company encourages us, like I said, to do things in our community that raise awareness, that put people in front of resources. There's tons of resources that Mary Kay offers. The whole Text for Safety campaign for young girls. When I was in DC, we were able to introduce parts of it to the girls mentoring group that I volunteer for. So yeah, definitely, being able to connect with something that's going to raise awareness for all of it. I'm here for it.
Okay, because next month we do we do a cancer walk, prostate, tie one on for prostate and colon cancer. So hopefully I'll be able to touch base with you, and maybe you could come down and be a part of it.
That'd be great. Yeah, let me know. Kendra just asked me what the executive gift service. So Izzy asked what else do I like about my business? I love that I'm able to use my business to work non-traditionally. So as a part of my Mary Kay business, I do an executive gift service. And what that is Most of my customers are males, and what I do is I just help guys not be late. I help them not miss anniversaries and birthdays and Christmas and Mother's Day. Like Mother's Day's coming up. I got tons of people, guys, who are just like last minute shopping for Mother's Day. So I'll put together gifts for you, gift baskets, spa baskets. I help get flowers delivered. And what I the reason why it's an executive service is I keep track of all of my customers' purchases and who they purchase for, or I keep it organized so that you don't constantly buy the same thing over and over. I make sure it gets there on time, or I make sure you get it in enough time to deliver it however you want to. I make sure it's nice, it's packaged well, it smells right, the colors match, like all of those things. Women love to smell good, they like to feel good. We love spa stuff, we love perfume, we love all that stuff. But sometimes I know that it's challenging for guys to remember, and then put it together in a way that's impressive enough for the woman, because you can put a pile of gold with roses and everything else on a plate and cover it with mess, and it's just mess. And it doesn't matter how much it costs. So that's the biggest part that I do with my, I guess, executive gift service is I help guys not be late. I help them get the gifts right, at least part of it, as much as they let me control. And I work with people of all levels of budget. So for May, May is a busy month. It's Teachers Appreciation Week. So I've done like almost 50 teachers appreciation gifts for, whatever they cost. And now it's Mother's Day, and I've had some guys who are used to working with me, and I was able to call them a couple months ago, and we on the right track. But I'll probably talk to another 10, 15, 20, maybe 25 guys before Sunday, and just help them put together something nice in their budget that they can deliver to mothers, aunties, girlfriends, wives, all that. And it just makes life, I help my customers' life be just a little bit smoother.
I can imagine, because that is such a great idea to help with gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. Again, my business gives me the flexibility to do it. And, who doesn't want to get a nice gift on a holiday?
Love that you were creative about expanding your business. Creativity.
Absolutely. Because people forget the guys, I think. I think we forget them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, y'all need a little help. Y'all need a little help. Y'all need a little bit of help.
I want to touch on something else. You said something about violence prevention.
Mm-hmm.
That's something else we talk about daily. I mean, and it hit home just today. A family member of mine just lost her significant other. Just today, and
our condolences.
That pain, and
it's real.
It's real, right? And it seems like it's a losing war, but I still got hope.
Yeah. So I'm the program director for Making a Change Group. We're a nonprofit organization here in the city of Chester, and we work with not just folks and children and families in Chester, but in entire Delaware County. And we have a newly granted program where we work specifically with 14 to 24-year-old men and women who are involved in violent lifestyles, or may be headed in that direction. It's not everybody. First of all, every kid, every man in this city is everybody's not bad. That's not it. What we are doing, our program specifically, is just looking to help support women who are, or young men and women who are making a decision or want to make a different decision, and we want to be here to help. We want to, because a lot of times when we're making decisions about between right and wrong. It's really because there's some type of need not being met, right? So if I have to make a decision to go to school or try to make some money because my family needs the basics, things that I think are important. It might be shelter, it might be food. I might have a sick parent, I might have no parent, I might, then I'm going to make that decision. For most part, I'm going to do whatever I need to do right now. Then there's people who are making decisions to maybe not make the right decision because they don't have the confidence to do different. Sometimes our kids are making decisions to do something that's not right, or something that's going to be harmful to them because they just want to be cool. They just want to be down with whoever it is they're trying to align themselves with. And then there are some people who are, moving in negative, or I don't want to say negative, but dangerous lifestyles, because that's just what they do. That's just what their family does. That's what they've been doing. That's what their friends do, their peers, whoever's influencing them. So what our organization is attempting is to just be an option. So if you decide that you want to do something different, if maybe you've been out of school for 3-4 years, right? And you want to finally get your diploma, you want to finish up so you can just move on and move into a career, not a job, then that's what we want to do. We're here to help find those pathways and give you that emotional support, that social support. Maybe there's there might be some food shortages in the household and you are responsible for getting food. Then maybe we need to get you in line with somebody. Maybe you've never thought that you could finish school and maybe go into a career. So here we are to help explain some of those pathways. So that's our take on violence prevention, because we feel like everybody that's in a more dangerous lifestyle doesn't always want to be there, and they just need some help to figure it out. Yeah.
That's so true. You said a lot. We've discussed this before. I'm more or less like, sometimes they say one bad apple spoils the bunch. It's not always necessarily true. And then on top of that, you said a lot, because it seems as okay, a lot of these children aren't bad, but they idolize the one bad one, and then so they follow in their footsteps. And then
Sometimes.
yeah,
Sometimes, it just, every person is different. Everybody makes their decision differently. It's easy to say that it's sometimes, it's not all the time. So there are young people making decisions that they can't do anything different because they can't read. They might not hear well. So if you're in school and you can't see the board, or you can't hear well, or you're distracted because you're hungry or you're tired, or you don't learn the same way as everyone else does, and you don't have the supports that you need in school to identify that early enough, get a handle on it, fix it, and put you in an alternative, some type of like a smaller classroom, or using learning adaptations, then you're channeled into a group of people of non-learners, and then you just feel like you can't learn. It's not that you can't, but if you're in an environment, in an educational system that's not built or not serving your need, and I'm just taking it from a child, like from a little kid. I worked with KUSA in their first 2 years, and I worked with preschool kids, and I work with second graders. And between the ages of 4 and 5, and then when you get to 7, is if you are not able to meet every single academic standard. By the time you get to second grade and you start testing at third grade, if you don't score high enough, then you are put on a different academic track. And that is just how it's done, and that is not, that does not work for everyone. So it doesn't work for all children. So if you're a child who is struggling to read for whatever reason, and your school system doesn't have the supports they need, and your household doesn't have the supports it needs to address it, you then become someone who isn't learning. And if you get to a point where you don't feel like you can learn, then you're just limiting everything that you feel like you can do. It doesn't mean it has to be real, but it's real in your mind. And if you're thinking, I can't learn and I can't read and this is hard for me, then you don't want to come to school. This is a second, third grader making decisions in their brain that they don't want to go to school because this is too hard for them. But how many options does that leave for any young person, not just young people in our community, but any young person, if you're getting to a place where you cannot keep up with the rest of the class and your teacher doesn't have enough resources to do anything with you? And so you're getting in trouble, and then you go home and you're getting in trouble, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. And it's not, and I think that sometimes we look at violence with, the violence in our community, which there's so many people who have experienced things, maybe not exactly like that, but to some degree where something's missing. They needed some additional support. They needed some additional resources, and they just didn't get it. And now they're choosing lifestyles that aren't healthy for them or the people around them. I don't know. I could go on with that. Don't get me started on that. Kids not being able to read. No, I don't. Because no.
I'd like to chime in as well. I'd like you to. Because right now we're students. You're dropping knowledge, like Tyrone Rich said. You're dropping jewels, and we learning, and maybe we could do our part as well.
I just think this. I think that sometimes when somebody shoots somebody and somebody dies, that is huge, right?
Yes.
It's so big that we overlook, like, well, what was that about, and where did that come from? And because there are very, very few people who are shooting people because they want to. That is not a thing. Like, there are some. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. There's somebody out here that's like, I'm down with that, and I don't care. This is my life. This is what I'm choosing, and this is what I'm do. I'm never gonna do no different. This is not what I want. I'm doing it because this is what I feel like I need to do. There are some people like that, but for the most part, these babies are not out here trying to live rough. For the most part, people they want to grow up. They don't want to be in the dark. Nobody wants that. Like, very few people want that. Absolutely, Kendra, we underestimate the deficiencies in the basic levels of services that we don't get in our environment, like in our community. Like, when your school district when you're young, when your population is not being educated, then you have problems like unemployment, illness, violence. I mean, that's just how it goes. And anybody can do it. If you ride into a community that has a school district that is serving their children adequately, you see a different community. You just do. And I think we need to stop getting it twisted. Yes, your community government has a responsibility to the community. Yes, they do. But I don't know. I think that if our young people could choose to have everything that they want, homes, food, nice clothes, relationship, travel, whatever it is that they see that they want, if they could choose that without needing to fight and shoot and kill and rob and bang and all that, they would choose it. They just need the option. And I think, and I know that education is the answer to it. I
Kendra
know it for a
says
fact.
this topic falls under social determinants of health.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, a failing school district doesn't serve anyone. And the question that I come up with often is because I've worked in so many different school districts, the missing part is the collaboration between everyone. Like we even hear here that, oh, if the parents would do more, it's not just the parents, like everybody in your community has to be invested in the wellness of your children. And if you're not, then your children fail and then the community fails. Every community that you go to that is fully invested in the wellness of their children, they succeed. it it's not just the school district, it's not just the city, it's not just the mayor, it's the city governments. Everybody has to be like down with the kids. And I don't mean just like after somebody done got hurt or graduation or somebody done did something great. I mean every day, all of the days, you have to be down with them. So, and I believe to tie it back to my business, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I have the freedom to spend my time where I want. So that's why I always have my own business, because I can work where I want. I can spend my time where I want. I can put my money where I want. I have that freedom as a business owner. So the resources that I'm able to generate from my business, I can then flip and sow into something else. Somebody's after school program, or somebody's, I can volunteer places. I can work at jobs that I might not be able to afford to otherwise. I can give to families. I can do those things. So that's one of the other things, Izzy, I like about my business.
I like you touch on something else you say about as far as schooling and stuff. A personal experience. Uh, my son went to school in Philadelphia. He was a straight A student in ninth and 10th grade. He moved in with me in Delaware. I sent him to Brandywine, and he was failing miserably. We had a meeting, and I, trying to find out what's going on. The lady sat me down, and she said, the reason he's feeling miserable because this work is new to him. I said, what do you mean? She said he was a straight A student in Philly in ninth and 10th grade because he was getting eighth and ninth grade curriculum. She said they never moved him up. And then when he get here, this 11th grade work, which he should be used, it was like Chinese arithmetic to him. And she broke it down. She said it's sad but true. She said a lot of times they just push you through. Now I was like, wow, that was real odd to me that he in ninth and 10th grade and he's getting eighth grade work. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I, yeah, yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. I went to. I feel like I was always a pretty good student. The expectation I was going to go to college. I went to college without any questions. I didn't ask. I just did it. And I got there and I had good grades. I tested very, very well. And I got in, but it was a struggle it was a struggle that first year to just get into the habit of studying. Those are soft skills and things that happen in when you're when you're when you get used to I want to say a curriculum, a functioning curriculum in school. It forces you to study. So you develop those skills as a elementary school, middle school, high school student, a primary student. You learn how to study. You learn how to, you know, to prioritize your schoolwork and all those other type of things. I didn't have to do that because our school was easy to me. So when I got to college, I had to study. What? That was the biggest adjustment. It's not that our young people in our community aren't smart. They're very smart. They just don't know how to do school. They don't know how to do it. They don't know what to do. They aren't being taught that. And we have amazing teachers in our school district. Amazing. But they don't have all the resources that they need to do their job the way that they want to. It's not even, and it's, I don't know where the answers are. And then, I'm definitely willing to be a part of the, solution. But just sitting here right now, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know. And I've worked in multiple school districts and all types of socioeconomic environments, all types of communities, black ones, white ones, mixed ones, suburban ones, city ones. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is because I know teachers in this district, they're amazing. The teachers I know are amazing teachers. They work hard, but they don't have everything they need. So if they don't have what they need, then how are our kids going to have what they need? It's just, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of answers for that. It stumps me every time.
You answered enough. I mean, you enlightened everybody that's watching, including myself. Before we go any further, we'd like to run our commercial from our sponsor. This is a product called the A Game. Kendra, you with me? And
That
welcome.
was
Yeah, it's a men's supplement. Just like our show, Mind, Body, and Soul. It's great for respiratory and a lot of other things. Unfortunately, it's only for men right now. Hopefully, it'll be something for women real soon. But that is the A Game. And unfortunately, fellas, I like Chuck. I don't have any samples right now, but if y'all need to get with us, let us know. Y'all know how to reach us at Feel Good Talk. Thank you. Okay. We're almost near our allotted time. We usually get like an hour, and we got about 10 minutes left. The floor is yours. Is there anything that you would like our viewers to know? Anything else?
If anyone's interested in adopting a cancer care patient, then they can definitely let me know. I'll give all my information to the radio station and they can post it. If anyone's interested in getting some help with Mother's Day gifts or any other gifts that you have, I'm definitely willing to work with you through my executive gift service. But yeah, I'm here in the community. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk not just about my business, but my ramblings about education and what we need to do with that. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys for always providing a platform for everyone. Anyone that's got something good to say, you guys are out here allowing that. So that's really great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for making time out of your busy schedule. I mean, it's always good to get knowledge. You're never too old to learn. And hopefully, we'll be doing further endeavors because it's a lot of stuff that you talked about that you do that we're really interested in. And I'd like to see you at our walk next month.
Yeah, definitely invite me for sure.
Details into that as well. And I thank you. Oh, for everybody watching, this is how you can find us. We're on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk. Facebook at Feel Good Talk, YouTube at FGT Mind Body Soul Business, Instagram at feel.goodtalk, and you can email us at feelgoodtalk113@gmail.com and the website www.feelgoodtalk.net. Oh man, that was really I want to say exhilarating, mind
Are we
opening.
still on?
Yes, yes.
Oh, we're still on. Okay.
Always tell everybody how they can find us because I'm quite sure some people are going to reach out and want to connect with you, and just letting them know that that's what we do here. Kendra, I thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to run the show tonight. Thank you, and to the lovely Michelle Jackson, thank you for making time.
Thank you, everybody.
Evening, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Absolutely.
Okay, and for everybody watching, God bless. Good night. See you on the next one.
Bye, everybody.